What's going on, everybody? It's Ron Brown, LMT, the People's Fitness Professional, aka Soul Brother number. I'm gonna say Soul Brother number 1 right now, until Sheik L gets on next Friday. I'm Soul Brother number 3 when he gets on. Peace to that brother from Syracuse. Peace to y'all, brothers. Yisrael Bey and Abdullah. I think I know we're trying to get straight to the subject. However, you know, this is a family show. So whenever you come on and you build with us on a regular basis, I'm looking at you like family. You know what I'm saying? So Yisrael, right? Do you say Yisrael or Israel?
I say Yisrael.
Yisrael. Okay. And you're from Kentucky?
Indeed.
One of my clients said they're going to Kentucky. I said, you know what? I know a brother that he's from Kentucky, and we were just having a conversation about that. You know, it was just interesting. Man,
it's froze.
Yeah, you hear me? You hear me now? You see me now?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah. So brother, Yisrael is
froze
from
again, brother.
Me? Am I frozen?
Yeah, it keeps freezing. What about you, Abdullah?
Nah, he's good. Nah, he's not freezing.
Nah, I think it's you.
Yeah. Okay.
It's you on your end. He said he hasn't frozen at all.
It's the Kentucky internet, man.
He's fine. Yeah, he's flowing. Oh, that's what it. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
All right. So let's get into it. We're gonna go into part 3. Why we shouldn't call ourselves black. This is a interesting topic. A lot of people would disagree with this. However, the Moors are coming from a different perspective that needs to be heard. So here we are. Let's build.
So part 3.
Yes, go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna read the title. Part 3. Yes. Why we shouldn't call ourselves black.
All right. Now, Rob, I want to let's analyze the why a lot of people will disagree with this. On what basis would a lot of people disagree with this? On what basis? On what basis would they be coming from?
They would be coming from the European taught historical accounts of where our people came from, and movies like The Roots and stuff like that further verifies what could be a half truth, and that's, you know, and what we learned from school. We learned from elementary. Like, I was just building with a brother before I got on here, and I was like, we were taught a certain way in elementary school about so-called black history. So, you know, that is the mind that we have. That's the perception that we have, that we came from slave boats and we are black people, and our history technically starts after slavery.
All right, so let's look at analyze that we came from slave boats or Africa, but there's no kingdom that ever existed in the continent called black. There's no kingdom that has ever existed. No kingdom, no clan, no empire. So somebody said, well, that's so they would not have a factual basis. There would be no factual basis that anyone on this planet would disagree with us. There's no factual basis. It would be purely emotional, not factual. So what is the factual basis, that the evidentiary basis, the receipts basis by which they would disagree with us? There is none. There is none. Like they couldn't give you documentary evidence. We're not talking about their opinion. We're not talking opinion. You're talking about documentary evidence of existence of an empire, kingdom, clan, tribe, baelit, daelit that existed. You would have to show me treaties. You have to show me letters. You would have to show me constitutions, acts, covenants, conventions. There is none. There's no basis by which, no factual primary source, documentary evidence basis by which anyone on this planet would disagree with us. None. It would be purely emotional. And that's our problem. I just want to put that out because that's important. We want to set the tone. We want to set the tone straight. So no one on this planet will factually, with documentary evidence, disagree with us.
Right. As far as black having an empire.
Yeah, that why should we call ourselves black? Meaning that an existence or pre-existence of an empire, kingdom, baelet, clan, tribe. You would have to show what? Treaties. You have to show letters. You have to show covenants, acts, conventions. You have to show primary sources, letters, correspondence with that it existed at the BLACK.
Yeah, you have to back up the claim that they
right. Yeah. We gotta because this emotional stuff is not going to get us anywhere. The Europeans are kicking our, I won't say the word, ASS. They're kicking our ASS. I'm serious. They're kicking our ASS, and I really don't have time for them to continue to kick in our ASS.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Israel. We just want to, so I want to thank you, Ron. So a lot of times what you'll see is we'll take opportunities when you make a comment or statement, but you spur that actually spurs the conversation and thoughts. We want to make sure that, that your comments don't just go by, because they need to be discussed and analyzed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. So I get what you're saying, right? There's no empire called black and things like that. Let's say people reference African empires, right? Now that's something to build on. That's something that they could find receipts for and substantiate their claims with.
No, BLACK. We're talking about BLACK. The name of the name of the empire. No, the name of the empire.
Okay.
Not empire. We say the name of the empire. BLACK. There's no name BLACK. Empire, kingdom, tribe that ever existed in the annals of history.
Right.
We talking about BLACK. We talking about that word right there, and that form right there. That form right there. Mm-hmm. Not. We're not going to have people play with us. We're not going to have people play with us. Well, Abdullah, there is an empire, Kemet. No. The word is BLACK. We're talking about this modern English form. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the word Kemet.
Yeah, English.
We're not talking about the word Kemet. They ain't going to play. Not going to play with my head. Not going to play with my head. We're not talking about the word Kemet. We're talking about the name of an empire. BLACK. That's why I'm spelling it. Because I know people play. I've been in these conversations for 33 years. I know all the tricks and trades. I know all the tricks and trades. And we're not letting no one escape. No one's going to escape. We're talking about this word right here, this modern English form, BLACK, with this spelling.
Okay. So let's. Are you going to keep this slide on, or are you going to go to the next?
No, we'll continue. But I just want to, because sometimes we have to do that. We have to do that, Ron, because I've been in these conversations for 33 years. And they'll play the game. Well, Kemet. Well, Kemet means black. You know, so and so means black. And you know, Nubian means black. You know, they'll play the game. No, so I'm talking about this form here.
Yo, peace.
Oh,
peace
real
to,
quick,
peace,
real quick.
Peace to our people. Peace to
Peace,
Ron.
peace.
Peace to Abdullah.
Peace,
Yo,
Mike.
Ron, real quick,
Peace, brother Mike.
before we go any further, he's standing on business, as they say.
Now I want to say this just to let everyone know, on our page, Abdullah and Yisrael has a section. It's called Civil Letter. So all of their videos, you can go straight there to Civil Letter, and then I suggest you do that so you can like follow the way this program has been going. It's been like it's a whole streamline, right? So just follow. Watch every video on Civil Letter. It's in the playlist. All right, continue.
All right, go ahead, Israel.
Okay. So review. There are those who claim that Moor is not the nationality, national origin, and national identity of a people. That Moor is a word that means black. And calling someone a Moor is the same as calling someone black, but in another language. The word black Moor appears in literature during the 1500s. Why was the term black Moor, as used during the 1500s, formed into the compound word blackamoor during the 1600s and used heavily in literature during the 1600s, 1700s, and 1800s? The compound word blackamoor appears in a vast amount of literature written in the 1600s, 1700s, and 1800s. The compound word blackamoor was used interchangeably with the words Negro and Ethiopian in literature during the 1600s, 1700s, and 1800s. In the colonial records of the Spanish crown, Portugal crown, and French crown in North America, Central America, and South America, Mexico, Brazil, South Florida, French Louisiana, North Carolina, it reads Negros de Nación Morisca de Tierra de Moros.
Yes, so we just want to set the tone as for review, and these points were made during the part 1 and part 2.
Ooh, yo, shouts out to y'all for really taking this. This is official right here. The way y'all doing it, this is peace. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we serious with this, man, because we want the people to grow.
Right.
So we put time in preparing these lessons.
All right, so Moor, Moro, Moray, Mordub. The traces of our black ancestry are visibly existent in 100 surnames. David McRitchie. Some family names that designate an ancestor who had skin darker than his companions are Morel and Moro. If the ancestor had a very dark complexion, the name was likely to become Moor, M-O-H-R, Schwarz, or Schwarz in Germany. Source: Elsden, Cole Smith, American Surnames, 1986. In Shakespeare's time, the audience at the Globe accepted the word as meaning a black man. And either then or later on, it became tautologically extended into blackamoor. The common people of the country are not likely to have known much about ultra-British Moors, not enough at any rate to have made the word an everyday term for a black man. Nor can the Moors of heraldry be explained sufficiently by the theory that the founders of families bearing Moors are supporters. Yeah, that's it right there. So this is Jeremiah 13:23. Can the black Moor change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. This is the 1599 Geneva Bible. It was, however, from Spain and not from Arabia that a knowledge of Eastern mathematics first came into Western Europe. The Moors had established their rules in Spain in 747, and by the 10th or 11th century had attained a high degree of civilization. W. W. Ross Ball, A Short Account of the History of Mathematics, 1888, Courier, Dover, 1960, page 164. This is Ross Ball. This is a portrait of a Moor in a white turban on the right side. And down here it says, zoom in. Own a museum quality handmade reproduction of portrait of a Moor in a white turban by Eugene Verbielkoven, 1798 through 1881. All right. New Britain Museum of America. New Britain Museum of America Art. Elizabeth Norse, Moorish prints, 1897. Oil on canvas, 32 by 23, 3/4 inch. Oil painting, Harriet Russell, Stanley Fund, and through exchange, 1981.68. Moorish prints also titled Head of an Algerian, I don't know what that says, is the strong head of an Algerian is the strongest and most dramatic of Norse's North African subjects. Okay. The painting depicts a traditionally costumed and confidently posed young African who rests one hand firmly on his hip and holds a cigarette in the other. He wears a white turban around his head and several layers of clothing wrapped loosely around his body. Blue, green, and yellow fabrics add color accents to his essentially monochromatic robe, and a vivid red waistband contributes an especially bright note.
Real quick, I just want to make a note. Okay, so I'm studying a lot, right? Different things. Now, I'm studying genealogy. Now, genealogy goes through surnames, right? Now, this is funny that we spoke about surnames this evening, because my perception of where surnames came from was pretty much what the European told me. You know what I'm saying? Or not what the European told me, what was taught in schools and what was taught by hearsay and things like that, versus me actually taking a deep dive into the surnames and genealogy and how it works. The surnames point to not the phenotype, right? So it will point to maybe the color of the skin or the type of garb people wore and things like that. That's what the surnames will point to. Like, for instance, Brown will point to, you know, the fact that I have brown skin, if you want to call it that, right? So brown skin, and also brown clothing and things of that nature. So the surnames, I'm realizing, are the keys to find out exactly, you know, who your ancestors were and how they traveled and things like that throughout the years. Peace.
Well, we'll do a presentation on that, Ron, but they're more, it's more extensive than that. Some of what you're saying is true, but that's very limited, you know, so we'll do it because of the lack of time. We'll do a presentation on that. You have, you know, I'll just do a categorization real quickly. You know, you have with our clan names, you have patronyms, you have occupational names or trade names, you have place names. So they're classified. So when you're dealing with surnames or last names, are you looking at the classifications as well? You know, so so we'll, like I said, so it's more extensive than what you're saying, but because of the lack of time, Israel and I will do a presentation on that. In fact, we'll make it part of the series. We'll make that part of the series. You know, names are based in based in nationality, this descent, denoting a clan or trade names. Europeans did not have names during the medieval period. During the medieval period or Middle Ages, between 711, that's Moorish rulership, during the time of Moorish rulership in Europe, that's known as the Middle Ages or medieval period. All right. Europeans did not have last names. All right. So we'll get into that. So because of the lack of time, we need to do a whole presentation on that, because I've studied that extensively. I can go in on that.
Got you.
Yeah.
And that field, real quickly, that field is called etymology. Etymology that's a field, a study of names. That's called etymology. Etymology. You can get a PhD in etymology. In fact, I met a sister who started a charter school in Camden, New Jersey, and she had a PhD in etymology. I said, oh, so she said that. So of course I knew, because I had studied it. I studied etymology. Right.
So like this brother saying right here, even to this day, in and from now westernly, so-called as Africans, say swarthy linguistically and dialectically. So that's what I'm saying, like swarthy, swartz, just like how you were breaking down earlier. Swarthy, from what I remember, can mean also like copper tone.
Oh no, I'm saying what you're saying is correct. I said that, but no. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. So what you're saying is correct. That's just limited. It's more expansive than that.
Oh, yeah.
And I just gave, for example, I just gave classification. I didn't want the audience to walk away on what you were saying, that it's limited to that. It's more expansive.
Okay, yeah.
All right, that's just a category. You're just giving us a category of surnames. You have place names. You have patronyms or father names: Johnson, Ibn, O'Neill. All right. So yeah, we just said that's all. I just want to be clear for the audience. That's just what you're saying is correct, but that's limited. That's just one category.
Got you.
We're good on that. All right. So the Moorish chief, 1878, Edward Charlemont, Austrian, 1848 through 1906. Edward Charlemont used studio props in a paid model to evoke a world of luxury and power and an architectural setting that resembles the Islamic palace of the Alhambra in Granada, Spain. The canvas was once called the Alhambra Guard. This work demonstrates the romantic lens through which white Europeans regarded the traditions, peoples, and places of Muslim Spain and the French colonies in West Africa. Although Charlemont painted few African subjects and was best known for portraits and depictions of European historical subjects, his singular ability to convey a model's personality and to suggest different textures and surfaces is evident here. The name of the model who posed for this commanding figure standing in a palace doorway may never be known. The artist had recently come to Paris from Vienna and was little known when he exhibited this work to great acclaim at the 1878. Yeah, it's cut off, so yeah.
Oh man, see, I opened up a can of worms about this, man. Okay, Abdullah, when you said Europeans didn't have last names, were you referring to the hybrids or
the Abians, Donald Trump and them? The Abians. They didn't have last names. Johnson, son of John. So that's what's known as, if you study surnames in Europe during the medieval period or Middle Ages, that's 700 to 1500. That's known as the Middle Ages or medieval period. That is the time period of Moorish rulership in Europe. There's a three-volume book, The Moorish Empire in Europe by S.P. Scott, volumes 1, 2, and 3. All right, that's history. But I study extensively homonymity, which is the study of names. You have place names, but like I said, because of time, like we'll put together a presentation, and we'll make it a part of this series.
Oh, we gotta go into that, brother. That's the piece right there.
Oh yeah, we gotta go because since we opened it up, we got definitely. But because of the time, I can't speak so extensively on it right now because of the time.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the Philadelphia Museum of Art. This is the Moorish chief, picture of the painting of the Moorish chief. Dub, black, dark. Duff, D-U-F-F. Celt, of dark complexion. And Gale, Dub, D-U-B-H, dark, black. Duff, D-U-F-F, a surname adopted from the Celtic, in which language the word means black. Sebald, in his history of Fife, says that as, would this be nigger or Niger? That as Niger and Rufus were names of families amongst the Romans from the color and complexion of men. So it seems Duff was from the swarthy and black color of those of the tribe or clan of Macduff. As you were saying, Mac, that would mean son. So the son of Duff.
Yes, that's a patronym. Mac, Mick, O and O'Neill or Raleigh. Those are known as classified as patronyms, named after father, son of.
Yep. Dun, D-U-N-N, a Celt and Celt of dark brown complexion. So Dun is also spelled D-U-N-N-E. And then we have Middle English, done. Old English, done. As a noun, Welsh, D-W-N, down, equals Ireland, Irish, done, Don, equals Gaelic, Don, D-O-N-N. Kennedy, descriptive from the Gaelic word, Canadic, meaning grim-headed, a surname found in southwest Scotland since the 12th century. The posterity of Archibald the Grim may have become Grimes or Grims, Grimes. Others may have been the founders of clans known by various surnames of various origin, other than Douglas. And it is worth remarking that one of the equivalents for a black man, namely Grim or Grime, and even this distinction vanishes when one reflects that Grime, strictly interpreted, is Moor or black man.
So now we're saying, why doesn't that appear in literature today? Moor or black man? Like, why don't you see Moor at all? Why don't you see what we just read? What he just read, why is that not predominant in literature today? Moor or black man, Moor or black Moor, Negro, Ethiopian. Like, why is that in predominant? It was predominant in literature during the 15, 16, 17, 1800s. Why not today?
Paper genocide is to remove your history, erase your prominence, your stance in the world, devalue you.
Absolutely. We come with receipts. This is he says Moor or black man. Like, why don't you see that today? Moor or black man?
Yeah.
Moor or Negro? Moor, if you look up Negro and you'll see blackamoor. In some dictionaries, you look up the word Negro. You say you'll see what? Blackamoor. But why don't you see that today though? Why don't you see this was predominant? This was not every now and then. This was predominant in literature, Bibles, dictionaries, plays, short stories.
Yeah.
And conversations.
Yeah,
hey, Blackmore. Hey, Tony Moore. Hey, Tony Moore. Hey, Blackmore. Like, what year today? What year today? What have you heard over the past 70, 80 years? Past 70, 80 years. Hey, black man. Hey, black man. Hey, black. Hey, light-skinned black man. The dark-skinned black man. You wouldn't have heard no light-skinned black man. You would have heard what? Tawny Moore. Terrence Howard during the 1600s would have been referred to as a Tawny Moor. Wesley Snipes during the 1600s would have been referred to as a blackamoor. Why not that today? What happened? Our people aren't aware of this. Black, light-skinned black man, brown man, dark-skinned black man, red bone. I mean, I'm just saying. So they don't think in terms of nationality. When it comes to ourselves, we'll say Chinese food, French fries, French poodle, German shepherd. Like, we'll say nationalities. Like, we'll call dogs a nationality. German shepherd, French poodle, dogs.
That's a fact.
Dogs.
Yeah.
A dog, French poodle, German shepherd.
English bulldog and all that.
But you're black. Like, but what I'm saying is there's no thinking. Hear me, my brothers and sisters. All right. I'm not insulting our people. We are great thinkers. We come from great thinkers. We are all that in a bag of chips, my brothers and sisters. We had just been socially engineered. So there's no thinking. So when we say we're black, there's no thinking. That's called social engineering. They trained us like they train animals.
Listen, all I gotta say is I've been studying so many different angles, and man, the social engineering that they put on us is diabolical.
Yes.
There are so many layers to this. And those layers connect with other layers,
You know what it is? Man has to go back into, as Martinez de Pasquale said, reintegration to their higher self. You have to go back.
Yeah. Say that again, Mikey Fever. Say it again.
Reintegration to your higher self.
That's what it's all about, brother.
Yeah. Give us the that's an acronym. So let the audience know what that stands for.
Reintegration?
No, ISO.
Oh, you talking to me or talking to the?
Yeah, you Mikey. Yeah, ISO. You said ISO. Let the audience know.
No, you're talking about technology. ISO? No, I was talking about reintegration. I said what?
You mentioned ISO. What does ISO stand for?
I ain't say ISO.
Oh wow.
Nah, you hearing things now. I ain't say ISO.
Yeah, I'm hearing things. It's all good. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I hear things.
Great,
Yeah, I thought I heard so 3 times. All right. It's all good.
All right.
Hey.
All right, let's continue. Right.
Yeah, let's continue. Yes.
So Stephanie Nadalo, figure 2, Duke Ferdinando. Duke Ferdinando and the 4 Moors. Quattro Mori, by Giovanni
Yes.
Bandini, Pietro Tacca, century 1616 and century 1623 through 26, respectively. Marble and bronze, Livorno, Italy. Photographed by S. Nadalo, used with permission. Shoot, what just happened?
And at the bottom of that is a chain of 4 more. So you see theirs. It says quarto. It's of the same. Moors.
4. Yep.
So now what you'll say, you'll have a quote unquote African scholar will reconstruct and says the statues of the 4 blacks. See, so they'll say, well, the statues of the 4 blacks. So somebody who have never saw this, they wouldn't know it's not called the statue of the 4 blacks. It's called what? That's what it's called.
Of course.
So now when somebody doesn't know that, so now so they're reconstructing. See, that's part of this, that's to maintain the social engineering. Yeah. All right, continue, Israel.
Moor, a Moor, a Moor, a blackamoor, a Negro, an Ethiopian. Moors in the Middle Ages, in the 17th century, Moors were supposed to be black, and the word was used as a generic name for all dark-skinned races, as equivalent to Negro or blackamoor today. Moorish king, Italian Naples, the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
This is just wow, man.
It is. It's beautiful.
This is just wow, bro.
What does it mean in international law regarding dehumanization, denationalization, and genocidal claims for a people to claim that they willingly, knowingly, intentionally, and voluntarily use words such as black, Negro, color, African American, to which to identify themselves, having no connections to any nationality, land/geography, national sovereignty, nation state/country, national constitution, national flag, national seal, national character, national consciousness, national pride, ancestral, consanguinity, genealogy, descent, national origin, pedigree, parentage, lineage, kingdom, empire, clan, tribe, caliphate, emirate, beylicate, delicate. So here we have the Sankofa bird in the center with the fez on. Let me screenshot this. So give you a little detail about the Sankofa bird. So the Sankofa bird is a symbol deeply rooted in the culture of the Akan people of Ghana and West Africa. It represents the concept of learning from the past to build a better future, emphasizing the importance of reflection and drawing wisdom from one's history. The symbol often depicted as a bird with its head turned backward to retrieve an egg, embodies the idea that it is not wrong to learn from the past. So with this, the egg holds Moorish nationality and is standing on nationality. So it's standing on nationality. Nationality is interrelated to the following principles. So the Sankofa bird is looking back to grab, the Moorish nationality, national sovereignty at the top. To the left, we have self-determination, self-governance, national consciousness, national self-consciousness, national pride, national culture, and national character. And to the right, we have sovereign identity of the state's identity, constitutional identity, constitutional name, national identity, constitutional self-governance. So these are elements of nationality.
Powerful, man. Wow.
So no one, if you're not talking this, these elements, you're not talking nationality, respectively.
Okay, this brother right here said King James, a Hebrew king, took out the word Moor from 1560 Geneva Bible and replaced it with Hebrew in 1611 King James Version because he was a Hebrew king. Researched the word Moor in the Geneva Bible. Yeah, I think the Moors put that up early on in the
First,
podcast.
Yeah,
that's the
Ethiopian. He should be placed with the word Ethiopian.
yeah, we showed that in the first.
Yeah, not the word Hebrew. It's Ethiopian.
Yeah.
That's for correct.
Yeah, he was saying that King James is a Hebrew. That he was.
Oh, then I misread it. Then I thought, but we want to be so let the audience know. Let the audience know it was the 1560 Geneva Bible Blackmore, and then the 1599 Blackmore, and it was interchange. They used the same verses Ethiopian. So that's those who haven't seen this before. It was a bit clear that it's the word Ethiopian that appears in the 1611 King James Version Bible. So the replacing of Moor is correct, but I just wanted to replace with Ethiopian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the growth of the United States, 1783 through 1853. 1783, on the right side, we have the original 13 colonies from Great Britain by Treaty of Paris, 1783. So United States acquired territorial sovereignty, the 13 original states acquired territorial sovereignty by the way of this treaty with Great Britain, the Treaty of Paris of 1783.
This is crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
This is blowing my mind, like from what I'm seeing here, what I'm studying, and all is all coming together. But anyway, go ahead, y'all.
So then we have the Louisiana Purchase, bought from France. United States bought Louisiana territory from France. France ceded territorial sovereignty to the United States via Louisiana Purchase Treaty of 1803. We have the Mexican cession from Mexico by Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, 1848. We have the Oregon Country from Great Britain, 1846. Up here, ceded to Great Britain, 1818. Ceded by Great Britain, 1818. The Gadsden Purchase down here at the bottom, bought from Mexico, 1853. Texas annexation, annexed independent republic, 1845. Ceded by Spain. This little portion of land right here, ceded by Spain, 1818. Dates annexed by United States at the bottom, 1810 and 1813. Florida cession from Spain, 1819. Ceded by Great Britain, Webster Ashburton Treaty, 1842. So these treaties is how the United States got on the map. It's the reason why the United States exists on the map today. When we look at this area of land, we see United States. Let's say that. But it's through the cession treaties. Under subjugation and colonization. So yeah, that's and this is the element. This is why the United States was able to do that. What I just mentioned, because of territorial sovereignty. Territorial sovereignty is an international law application, and these are the elements of territorial sovereignty on the tentacles of the octopus. To the left, we have acquisition of territory, loss of sovereignty, land boundary, cession treaties, territorial jurisdiction, law of cession, change of sovereignty of a people and the United States Constitution, acquisition of nationality through subjugation and cession, change of sovereignty and its effects of the nationality of the inhabitants.
Oh wow. So is it safe to say that that's the reason why the U.S. has embassies in other countries? Is like expanding their tentacle on these other lands where they could, influence their politics?
No, no.
No.
We're talking here, but we talk embassies. That's through treaties.
All right.
United States has negotiated treaties with various nation states. Enter into diplomatic relationships, and they're able to set up embassies and consulates.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not because of this.
All right. Just want to make
You ask you this, not because of what we're talking.
But they wouldn't be able to do that, right? They wouldn't be able to set up those treaties or establish treaties if they didn't exercise territorial sovereignty.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just wanted to be clear exactly that. Yeah, then and thank you. And Israel's correct with that.
Yeah.
All right, that gave them the launching ability to do that.
Yeah.
All
right, gotcha.
Yeah. But the treaties that's on those maps, that are listed on those maps, don't give them the authority to set up embassies.
Right.
All those treaties did was cede land, transfer French territorial sovereignty to the United States, Spanish territorial sovereignty to the United States, and so now what it did was gave the United States authority to what? Control the boundaries as well as the inhabitants. That's what, make it clear, that's what those treaties did. Now, if we talk about embassies and consulate, those are other treaties with France or China or Burkina Faso or Burkina Faso or Mali, etc. or Germany. Right. But not those treaties that we mentioned. Yeah. I just want to be clear. But Israel's right. That gave them
treaties,
different categories of treaties.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, but good question. There's no dumb question, brother, because it gives the opportunity to clear things up.
Right.
So territorial sovereignty, the exclusive. Hold on, blow this up so everybody can see. Territorial sovereignty, the exclusive authority over a defined geographic area, and its change, like a shift in the governing power, can significantly impact the inhabitants. This change, whether through cession, annexation, or other means, often alters the inhabitants' political status, civil rights, and even their nationality. The new sovereign may determine the rights of the residents, and they may become subjects of the new state. Effects of change of sovereignty on inhabitants. Political status. The new sovereign can decide the political rights of the inhabitants, including suffrage and other political participation rights. Civil rights. The new sovereign may determine the civil rights of the inhabitants, potentially changing existing laws and regulations. Nationality. Individuals may become subjects or citizens of the new state, impacting their nationality and international legal standing. Legal obligations. The new sovereign may enforce its laws within the ceded territory, potentially altering legal obligations and processes. Cultural and social changes. A change of sovereignty can lead to cultural shifts as the new ruling body may introduce new customs, values, and traditions. Economic changes. The new sovereign may implement different economic policies affecting trade, taxation, and economic opportunities within the territory. Resistance and conflict. Inhabitants may resist the new sovereign, leading to potential conflicts and unrest.
Okay, now there's a question I was going to answer myself because I have my own perception on how this can actually help us as individuals and collectives. So it always starts with yourself first, and then the collective. But I want you brothers to answer this. How knowing all of this is going to get the Europeans off our back in 2025? For me, the European, I don't even see that the European is on my back. because I'm able to do whatever I want to do. I'm able to freely move and walk and talk and do whatever I want to do, open up business and read things like this and have a podcast and talk to brothers like this to give us the knowledge. So I don't see how the Europeans stopping us, but I think we're stopping ourselves. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I disagree with you, but that's all right. I disagree. All right, because I disagree. You all right? So let me give you this, Ron. Let me give you this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The farm that your great parents had, that the Europeans took from you, from them. The farm was not be able to pass down to you. Your birthright that was stolen from your family line 150 years ago. 150 years ago, your birthright was stolen. Your family's birthright was stolen, which inhibit them to pass that down.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're working is why they mean that if you had that was stolen from your family 150 years ago, where will you be now?
Oh, you want me to answer that honestly?
Yeah. Yes, that was stolen 150 years ago.
It depends. It depends on the person, because you could have a whole empire and mess it up because your mind is not right. You don't have the proper information.
But I'm talking about you. What would you do? Like, because you just said you go to work every day. Why? Why do you go to work every day? Because 150 years ago, through conquests, through Spanish, French, Dutch, Portuguese conquests. That's why you go to work every day, because they've stolen our birthright.
Okay. Like I said, I don't know if you want me to answer that.
No, what I'm saying, I'm just saying, because you mentioned that they're not on your back.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at we're looking at they've taken our land and farms and stuff, inventions, and they patent
natural resources.
Yeah, not controlling the natural resources.
Okay.
Before you were born, we talking about 200 years before you were born.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just want to make that connection for the audience too.
Okay. I hear you. Definitely, for sure. I get your point. However, what I do is like a different type of thing though. Like, I do what I love. So it wasn't like I had to do this because I had to feed myself. I chose to do what I'm doing, and I love doing what I'm doing. So it's really not work for me. But yeah, I get you though. I get what you're saying.
You got what I'm saying. Once you got what I'm saying, we good. We can move on. You got what I'm saying. All right. You got the point.
Yep.
All right.
So showing the current state and condition of our people, application of international law, territorial sovereignty, a nation's exclusive right to govern its territory and control its natural resources without external interference, a principle that underpins state independence and autonomy. A treaty is the vehicle in which territorial sovereignty is ceded, transferred, conveyed. A treaty is not an application of law. So land boundary cession treaties, examples. Number 1, Article 1 and 2 in the 1783 Definitive Peace Treaty between United States and Great Britain. Great Britain cedes British territorial sovereignty to the United States. Number 2, Article 1 in the 1803 Louisiana Purchase Treaty between United States and France. France cedes French territorial sovereignty to the United States. Number 3, Article 2 in the 1819 Adams-Onis Treaty between United States and Spain. Spain cedes Spanish territorial sovereignty to the United States. Number 4, Article 5 in the 1848 Treaty of Guadalupe, Hidalgo, between United States and the United States of Mexico. Mexico cedes Mexican territorial sovereignty to the United States. Number 5, Article 1 in the 1867 Alaska Treaty of Cession between United States and Russia. Russia cedes Russian territorial sovereignty to the United States. So these are references. You can check every article, every treaty.
Yeah, and he showed the map. We showed the map. He just wanted to provide to you. So we're gonna so we got 6 minutes left, and we'll have time to read this one page. Go ahead, Israel.
Well, I can extend it a little bit as well. So
All right,
yeah. I could extend it for sure.
all right.
I figured it out. That's why Mike went off, because he's gonna go on the other one.
All right. So we can have discussion. We can have discussion on this. So all right, good.
All right. So this is, let me blow this up so we can all see this. This is Shem Malachi Bey's proposal for the call for the restoration of national Moorish political unity through political legitimacy, the will of the people, consent of the people, good government, large-scale community outreach and network. Shem Malachi Bey's public statement to the people. Greeting. My proposal and plan for the restoration of national Moorish political unity is rooted in the past structures of ancient governments. The proposal and plan for restoring national political unity amongst our people, the Moors, most of whom are classified as Black, Negro, Colored, African American in the United States Census Bureau and the Commerce Department, is to facilitate political legitimacy, consent of the people, through large-scale community outreach and network. This large-scale outreach approach to unconscious Moors and the network among the conscious Moors having political bodies are vital to contribute to the formation and expression of the will of the people. Having a network vehicle that creates the space for the formation and expression of the will of the people is a fundamental principle to facilitating good environment and the basis to political legitimacy.
Good government. Good government.
Facilitating good government. Okay, so having a network vehicle that creates the space for the formation and expression of the will of the people is a fundamental principle to facilitating good government and the basis to political legitimacy. The political action of Moroccan/Moorish political bodies coming together to form a central governing body composed of many Moorish body politics to function as a Moorish national provisional temporary governing body to serve as a voice for our people in the international arena is much needed to address the systematic generational mass denationalization and subjugation of our people, the Moors, as well as the generational European colonization of our lands, known to the world as North America, South America, Central America, and Americana. An interpolitical constitution will be formed from our Moorish political governing bodies by sending up representatives elected by the Moorish Moroccan people or by supreme authority who will exercise collectively the sovereign power and authority in a provisional capacity that the Moorish Deys, Beys, Emirs, Caliphs, Pashas, and Bashals, indigenous Aboriginal people operating in unity with Moorish emperors/sultans, once exercised before the dismantling of our Moorish empire and the usurpation of our Moorish sovereignty due to conquest, subjugation, and colonization by the Empire of Spain, Empire of Portugal, Kingdom of France, Kingdom of England/Great Britain, Kingdom of the Netherlands, Dutch Republic, Kingdom of Sweden, Denmark, Sardinia, and Belgium. When the sovereign power of an empire, kingdom, or nation that ruled over a host of kingdoms or provinces in their territorial domiciles diminish, the people of the empire, kingdom, or nation possess the inherent and divine right to return to the international law of nations, principles of post-millennium, reversion to sovereignty, recovery of lost sovereignty, self-determination, and autonomy. When Moorish emperors relinquished their sovereign power over the Moorish kingdoms in the territorial domiciles they once controlled, we, the Moors, have a right to govern among ourselves and form an interpolitical assembly with an interpolitical constitution that would act or take the place of the sovereign power that the Moroccan/Moorish emperors once claimed. The interpolitical constitution will be the structured governmental body that regulates authority over all the Moorish politics / states by the structured language and the interpolitical instrument. The interpolitical constitution will position us politically to reestablish diplomacy and consular relations with the Empire of Spain, Empire of Portugal, Kingdom of France, Kingdom of England / Great Britain, Kingdom of the Netherlands, Dutch Republic, Kingdom of Sweden, Denmark, Sardinia, and Belgium, with which we negotiated treaties during the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, and 1800s. Moorish treaties proved that the names Morocco and Moor were predominant names that dominated the military engagements, wars, commercial, trading, mercantile, merchant, seafaring, diplomatic and consular strategies, captivity, and ransoming strategies of the Empire of Spain, Empire of Portugal, Kingdom of France, Kingdom of England / Great Britain, Kingdom of the Netherlands, Dutch Republic, Kingdom of Sweden, Denmark, Sardinia, and Belgium between the 700s and the 1800s. The enforcement of the ancient international law principle of restoring a people held against their will to their original condition before being placed into slavery, subjugation, servitude, captivity, and bondage, known as post-millennium, will place our people on the proper road to recover our Moorish lost estates, inheritance, land rights, natural resources, sovereignty, treaty protections, placed in the family of nations, nationality, names, history, languages, genealogy, ancestral festivals, clothing, holidays, rituals, dances, celebrations, ceremonies, philosophy, and science of healing with the use of sound and herbs, and science of astronomy, the law of the stars. The United States Emancipation Proclamation, 1863, 13th Amendment, 1865, 14th Amendment, 1868, and 15th Amendment, 1870, have been used as political tools to disguise the continuation of the slavery, subjugation, and captivity of our people. These United States legislations during the 1860s do not constitute the enforcement of the international law of nations remedy of restoring and returning a people held against their will under the conditions of slavery, subjugation, servitude, captivity, and bondage. Post-millennium is the international law principle of restoring and returning a people to their original condition before captivity, slavery, and subjugation. It is evident that the United States Emancipation Proclamation, 1863, 13th Amendment, 1865, 14th Amendment, 1868, and 15th Amendment, 1870 have not restored and returned us to our original condition before captivity, slavery, and subjugation. The United States has committed human rights violations by the generations of systematic mass denationalization of our people. The United States does not have a structured foundation set up to rightfully and properly place in a census, transmit the natural living being after birth of the indigenous Moroccan-Moorish consanguinity in their system of records to protect and safeguard the natural living beings, nationality, and birthrights. The United States has committed human rights violations by the generations. I just read that one. Okay. So the provisional temporary government will allow for the facilitation of formation and expression of the will of the people and political legitimacy as the path to permanent government and the re-entering the family of nations under the reversion to sovereignty as an old and original state. This political structure will position us politically to effectively address the United States human rights violations by the generations of systematic mass denationalization of our people and the disguising of the continuation of slavery under Emancipation Proclamation 1863, 13th Amendment 1865, 14th Amendment 1868, and 15th Amendment 1870 to the international community of nations, family of nations. People, the word people, used in a political sense, is the repository of the sovereignty of the people and the source of government power. I propose a plan to facilitate the restoration of the exercise of this inherent sovereign power that embodies the collective unity of our people operating in political governmental structure. It is vitally important to facilitate a political process whereby our people who still remain unconscious and classified as Black, Negro, Colored, and African American in the United States Census Bureau in the Commerce Department can be a part of the will of the people once they become conscious of their Moorish nationality and birthright. A political process that does not facilitate the formation and expression of our people who are unconscious of their Moorish nationality and birthright is not aligned with the principles of political legitimacy, the will of the people, the consent of the people, self-determination, and good government. Moors and Masonry, Part 1, is an extensive research and study in the history of Moorish treaties, military engagements, wars, captivity and ransoming strategies, diplomacy and consular relations between the Moroccan Empire, including Algiers, Tripoli, and Tunis, and the European kingdoms, Empire of Spain, Empire of Portugal, Kingdom of France, Kingdom of England / Great Britain, Kingdom of the Netherlands, Dutch Republic, Kingdom of Sweden, Denmark, Sardinia, and Belgium during the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, and 1800s. Let us reconnect to our ancient knowledge of divine law, the unseen / invisible world, and natural law as expressed by the all-seeing eye, restoring our ancient knowledge of universal law, mentalism, cause and effect, correspondence, polarity, rhythm, gender, and opposite / duality, as well as our ancient knowledge of geometry as the blueprint for creation, as expressed symbolically as the compass and square with the G in the center and the geometric shapes on stained glass windows of churches, mosques, and synagogues. That's the last slide.
Yes. All right. All right. We want to end with a bang.
Clear up everything we actually spoke on, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, summed it up, gave the remedy, laid it out.
Yep.
I don't know who this is. Okay. All right. So we got so I don't even want to address it. Anyway, so yeah. This is deeper than people may understand because maybe they are so locked into their own way of thinking, which is fine because we're all individuals. However, sometimes you should empty the cup so it could be filled with something else. You know, sometimes you need different information to maybe add on to the information that you have already so that things go full circle and you understand. So yeah, I've been studying, like I said, and this is great information. This is peace. Who wrote this piece again right here?
Shem and I wrote this. Yeah, Shem. In 2000, Shem wrote the page and a half, a page and a quarter, and in 2023, I added a page and 3/4 and put it in my book, Moors Masonry, Part 2, Chapter 8, in Moors Masonry Part 2. This letter appears.
Okay. So that's a book that I have to purchase. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually this book right here.
Yeah. No, that Part 2.
Part 2. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. All right. With that being said, thank you, brothers, for coming out this evening. I really appreciate you. If we can keep building on this.
Yeah, we fact is right now we do Part 4. We were talking about that today, about a couple hours ago. Yeah. In fact, to get my book, the one that Israel picked up, part Moors Masonry Part 1 and Part 2, go to moorsandmasonry.org. Moorsandmasonry.org.
Moors and
as well as
Masonry.org.
yes.
I gotta put that up next time. Moors and
Yeah,
Masonry.
we can have that up next time. You can have that strolling across the screen. Yep,
Yeah,
that'll work.
yep. Moors and
But I'll
Masonry.
remind you.
I mean, well, I have this already. I have the Gmail,
All right.
but next
Yeah,
time,
but replace it with my website. Yeah,
moorsandmasonry.com. All right. So next time,
.org. But I'll remind you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. With that being said, we're out of here. We're on the next podcast. Peace to the brothers for coming out this evening. And you know, I enjoyed this one. I enjoy everyone. And I can't wait for the next one. We're out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.